serious. Don't forget that. All right. Anyway, how's your day been, Mitchell? How you doing?
You know, I
haven't started the podcast yet. I'm just.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure how to answer it.
Just kidding. Welcome to the 5th episode. Are we on the 5th episode? No, the 4th episode. Oh, I got
fourth. May the 4th be with
overly excited.
all of us. I don't know how to finish that without being sued.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Disney, please don't. Anyway, I did want to do a little bit of cleanup, a little bit of house cleaning, but I don't want to use that term because I believe another podcast uses that term. But there's something from the last episode I want to point out that I did.
Clarification corner.
Yes, there you. Ooh, I like that. We're
clarification corner.
We're gonna keep. We're gonna
workshop.
Keep those exactly. We're gonna workshop that. We're gonna keep those ideas flowing. But no, there was just one moment where it goes dead silent for about 30 to 40 seconds. I don't know how that happened.
What? Really?
Yeah, I think I was just editing it late one night and didn't notice that I didn't close a gap after deleting something. I don't know. You know what I mean? After cutting a little something out from one of our breaks or something. I have no idea. But yeah, so there was like a good 30 to 40 second break. If you thought that was weird or you thought it was like... Actually, I think there was even another audio glitch where I think like a Cox ad started playing during our...
Stop.
And I think it's because a YouTube video popped up that like I didn't mean to click on it. You know what I mean?
Wait. Yeah.
But it was kind of funny because I was listening back to it and all I hear in the background is here at Cox Mobile. And I was like, wait, we don't have a Cox sponsorship. I was like, what the fuck? And then it went away super fast and we kept talking. And I was like, wait, what the hell? Like, I was so confused. I thought like maybe Spotify glitched out for a second and like played an ad for a second and then was like, oh wait, no, these guys don't have ads. And then like it kept playing, but no. Yeah, it just must have come through my my Google Chrome or something on accident when I was looking up something for the show.
Oh my god, dude, that's hysterical.
Oh man. But yes, welcome. Merry Christmas everyone. I hope y'all had a good one. Happy New Year. How was your Christmas, Mitchell?
Well, wow. Okay, you know.
That's a loaded question, I know, because there's a bit of big news behind it.
And here it is, because I'm not good at doing the whole like long delays. I found out I'm going to be a father, so that really is Joseph Q.
Joseph, can we get a little bit of music in here?
Sample that everybody uses. Perfect. That's the one.
The one from Five Nights at Freddy's.
The one that everybody uses, exactly. Tell me I'm wrong.
You just solidified that your kid is going to be obsessed with Golden Freddy.
Oh man, yeah. So that's the other thing, right? I keep getting random things that I like. The other thing that came to me the other day, and mind you, in terms of time that we found out. So
yeah, I mean, it's literally only been a full week.
Yeah, we tested. Today, I think maybe 5 or 6 because it was the day before Christmas Eve.
Yeah, not even a week. Friday.
Yeah, we tested the day before Christmas Eve. Okay, so that's the day that we found out, and then. She has like a way that she can track it in an app, and it says that we're maybe about 5 weeks.
The baby in an app?
Well, you can track based on...
We need an entire episode just about this. Are you kidding? What?
Baby tracking. We're gonna get a lot of weird viewer if we have a baby tracking episode.
The FBI hit us up. We got you. We have a great idea. We can get them all.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We can get them all in one place, baby. All right, I'm sorry. But no, I get the idea. So I assume it's like based on how long from your conception it can kind of show growth and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
It can give you an estimate based on like when the last time you had a period that you might have be in this many stages in terms of weeks. So it says that we're about maybe 5 weeks in.
All right. Oh, wow.
So again, so we're just finding all this stuff out. So again, in terms of, I found out.
I'm so sorry. I bought you guys that Crown Royal and Coke about 2 weeks ago.
Still drink. This episode not brought to you by Crown Royal
and Coke. One.
What it could be. Jesus.
Yeah, but I gave her one.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 days is what I've known. And one thing that came to mind is I gotta go to parent teacher conferences.
1, 2. Sorry. It's because you made me take the second tap. All right. So wait, go ahead. Say that again.
Yeah. I thought about like, oh wow, I have to go to parent teacher conferences now.
Oh, yeah. And you're no longer the kid being berated.
Yeah.
You're now going to be the parent who has to pretend that they care about their kid being berated.
Be berated, yeah. Be like, nice.
Be like,
you did way
yeah,
better than I did.
You did what? It wasn't racist,
I got kicked
was
in
it?
the
Hell
chest
yeah.
at this age.
Got kicked in the chest.
But then when you're thinking about other things, that's cool, right? Where it's like, okay, if they're into video games, are they going to be DPS? Are they going to be tank? Are they going to be healer? What's their Pokemon starter going to be? Always based on the first gen. That's what I'm always going to base its first choice on.
With the cosmic joke of the universe, you'll just end up with a kid who like hates video games, hates sports. All they want to do is be like a neuroscientist, and you're just like,
doesn't want to make music, wants to study like wants to be like a math expert or whatever what they call mathematician. Wants to be the king of math, and I'll never be able to understand. I'm going to be so proud. I'll be so proud regardless.
Oh yeah, of course. But there's resentment. No, I'm just kidding.
There's the resentment that I don't understand what's happening at any given moment.
Okay, well here's the thing. I don't want to spoil this too much. Well, I don't know because we can talk about it more. But I think it's interesting because I feel like it leads into the topic of our conversation today, which was a top list of our favorite moments of the year.
Yeah.
Was that on your list?
Explosion celebration.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Joseph, intro, please. You didn't make an intro. You didn't make an intro.
He didn't make an intro
for the extravaganza. You didn't make an intro.
We literally just thought about this like 15 seconds ago.
Yeah,
and
just
you
came up with a
didn't have
name
one
right now.
prepared for us.
Doesn't have one ready.
He just came up with a name. He was able to come up with a name in a moment of not even thinking
You're
about
telling me you're sitting amongst this genius who can come up with a name, and you can't come up with an entire intro and graphic for it?
You're listening
in the same amount of time
to this now, and we don't have it currently. We'll probably have it by the time it's up. Hopefully, that would make no sense. But anyways.
The reason I brought this up, Mitchell, was is this on your list?
Oh yeah.
Or did this happen post you already kind of making your list?
I'll say I had my list, and once it happened, it became the thing that I think would obviously be.
I mean, it's number one. I'm assuming, right?
Like it is like there's something else that happened this year that. I mean, it's also up there. So I don't know if I should transition into that one or if we want to go back and forth on this.
Well, here's what I want to do. I don't want to start at number one, even though technically I know that this might be.
I'll say my other number one then. I'll say I have two number ones.
Okay, I think technically that would make it number two. It's not. It's fine. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to be a stickler.
You know what? I'm not good at math, so it definitely doesn't matter.
No, I thought the best way to do it would be to kind of go down the list from. Like 5 to 1, like not that they're in any particular order. Like I tried to make them in an order of like, not, I don't want to say worst to best because they're all best, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like going in order of what's great to greatest or something. I don't really.
Oh yeah.
Does that make sense? And by the way, before anyone points it out, for anyone listening to this is me stealing an idea from the OG boys, Rhett and Link, over at Good Mythical Morning.
OG boys.
I gotta shout it out. I'm sorry. But literally at the end of their podcast, every year they do this. They make a list of their top favorite moments. But at the end of the podcast I was listening to with them, Link goes, go and do this yourself. I implore you, do it. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to do it. And it's a great idea.
We're doing it. Thank you. We appreciate you, boys.
Yeah, and it was a good mental exercise.
You can even host an episode.
Oh, yeah. If you guys want to come and join.
Yeah,
sure. Well, I don't know about host. They can guest if they want, guest star if they want. I mean, this is our show.
Sure.
But no, this was a really nice mental exercise in a way because I don't usually go through my memories in the same way. Every once in a while I might, for some kind of reason, do it, but this was one of the few times I had to sit down, look through my phone, I was like looking at old pictures. I was looking at old posts on like Instagram, and so just being like, what did I do this year? Because it is an interesting thought when you start to try to think of your favorite moments of the year.
Oh, absolutely.
So, all right. So yeah, let's start with, okay. So I guess you kind of had a little spoiler with your number one slash number two. So I guess I'll start with my number five. Actually, you know what? Let's do honorable mentions first because I do have a few that aren't in my top five, but they didn't
Gotcha.
quite make the
Okay.
list. So we'll go back and forth on those a little bit if you happen to have one. If not, I'll just power through them.
Okay. Sounds good.
So my first honorable mention goes to getting our cat Link, but this is the one I kind of mentioned to you before that might be cheating in a way because we got him in November of 2021. But obviously he has still been with us and part of our family for the past, year now, year and a month. So it was just kind of just a big moment for the household because we actually had a cat. I think you remember Beano, who we only had for about
Yeah.
5 or 6 months, and then he sadly passed away from a heart murmur. So it was really nice having this new addition to the family. That I think we weren't really expecting, but we kind of both knew we needed. And yeah, it's just been and Link is our cat. I don't know if I made that clear, by the way.
They're like, is Link their kid? Who is Link?
Yes, yeah, it's a small Asian child that we adopted. His name is Link. It's not racist.
No.
No, maybe he is Asian. I don't know. Link could be Link.
Also true.
He could have been born in Asia. That would make him an Asian cat. I don't know. I ain't gonna track down his, 23andMe or whatever.
I'm sure they do that. I'm sure they do that for pets. People will pay so much money for pet things.
Yeah, 9 lives
That
in me.
something like that would cost clearly like $100. People would spend money on. At minimum,
Minimum.
$500 probably. I don't know.
Absolutely, 100%, 90%, half, 50%. All right. Do you have any that aren't on your final list? Maybe like
Yes, I have an honorable mention. And again, same kind of reason. Happened September. Well, I guess when we got him, we got a puppy, but it was at
wow.
the end of Beast, yeah, because he was born in September, and we got him, however many weeks after, and I think it was about mid-September, so around October-ish we got him, so not quite at 2022, but with since 2020, who's really counting years anymore? We're just glad to be here. Anyways, so I would like, as much as he's destroyed absolutely everything, he hasn't destroyed my heart.
Oh no, yeah. I only had that reaction because I didn't realize that we would immediately line up onto it. Like obviously they're not the same exact thing, but I didn't expect it to be both of us getting our new pets, and they're both a few months out of the actual year. Like, that's really interesting that we immediately. I think a few of these are probably going to line up, by the way. My number one will not be the same as your number one. At least I hope it's not. Otherwise, you need to get your priorities in check. That's all I'm going to say. Okay,
No,
so do you have any other honorable mentions? Because I have two more. If not, I'm just going to power through them real quick.
You power through them.
Okay. I have my New Year's live stream that happened on January 1st. I did like I think I was live for like 6 hours or something like that.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, on Twitch and YouTube, I played the new Five Nights at Freddy's game. I worked on some music, chilled and chatted with some people for a while. It was obviously like my most viewed stream. Like, and that's not really the reason it was special. It was just the interactions I had with the people on there. There was a lot of people coming in who hadn't heard my music in a while and were like, "Oh man, I remember listening to you 8 years ago," and it's crazy seeing your name pop up. And it was just those kind of interactions. Being able to talk with those people was really special. Okay, this isn't powering through. Okay, next one. Going to baseball games with Audrey. The reason that this didn't really make top 5 is because we started doing this. We actually started doing this years ago, but we started doing it again just last year. So not quite 2022, but it bled into it. But we love going to the local, I guess they're not the Area 51s anymore. What are they? The Aviators.
No, they're the Aviators.
Yeah. So when we started going to
Aviators.
them, they were the Area 51s. Now they're the Aviators, and their field is beautiful now. By the way, I don't know if you've been to the
Yeah,
new
it's a
field,
gorgeous
right?
park.
Yeah, you've been there.
Yeah, yeah. No, I have gotten to see a game. It was awesome. So many home runs went into the pool.
Yeah, there's a pool there, man. It's crazy. Chicken fingers,
Vegas, baby, Vegas.
Fuego. Yeah, so good. Yeah, no, and they're just really fun, kind of like special moments. I think we like, and they always give out free shit. You're always coming home with some kind of memorabilia, baby. We got free T-shirts, free cups. It don't matter. All right.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got a free shirt from the last time. It was one of those kind of like jersey kind of shirts. Looks kind of like the Under Armour material.
What? Really? Oh, we got like a cheaper shirt. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But
Oh no, it definitely is a cheap shirt. It just
okay.
looks like that Under Armour. It
I
doesn't
see what you're
feel
saying.
like it.
Was it? What was it? What was on it? Because ours was the bat dog. You know, the dog that goes out and grabs the
Oh
bat.
no, ours was it was all blue with like orange accents. And then it had the giant face on the front, I think. They said like aviators on the back or
Oh,
something. It
okay.
might be
Yeah, yeah.
backwards, but yeah.
All right. So we got. All right. We got through our honorable mentions. We are in our top 5. This is our best moments of the year, baby. Go first, Mitchell. What you got? What's your number 5?
I'm
Let it all out, baby.
I'm gonna say my number five is excuse me.
I said. Oh, I'm sorry. I said, let it all out, baby.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
So my number five is actually us starting the podcast. Because for me I feel like it's something that for so long we've wanted to do. It's one of those things that I think everybody feels like you talk about doing and it's like
Are
eventually
you fucking
but
kidding me? Are you That's my number 5. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking serious? This is I had a feeling that some of these were gonna line up, but I cannot believe that the first 2 things that we have together
oh
are
man,
the
okay,
same
so
fucking
hold on.
thing.
So here's the thing. I'm creating a point system. So right now, that's clearly a good one. So but we're gonna get a point multiplier each. So we get a times 2.5.
What does this boost it on our list? So is this no longer 5th on our
no,
list? Is that what you're saying? Like,
yeah, point 2.42.
okay, so now it has a boost to 2.2. Okay, well that at least puts it in 3rd place, I think, right? I don't understand your math. You're confusing me. Okay. No, I have the same one, man. I genuinely feel the same way. Like I didn't mean to interrupt you. I want you to go first and talk about it, because then I'll go first, since this was yours.
Oh yeah, okay. So for me, it was just like something that, especially for as long as we've been friends and as long as we've talked about, and maybe this is something for Patreon where we can go into more detail later on, but where we talked about the whole like media company that we were gonna do, and we're gonna have skits, and then we're gonna have music,
wow.
and then we're gonna have like episodes of stuff, and then we're gonna have game like we've always had so many big grand ideas. And I think it's awesome, but I think sometimes that's what would lead people to never let it happen. And you think of like my situation right now of okay, I don't want to say something that I just did because it might be on the list, but we're also finding out that we're gonna have a kid, and that becomes like wow, that's a lot of real life that's gonna happen. But at the same time, I don't feel like that means that I don't get to do this. I think part of growing up is realizing, and I understand other people have more limitations than others, but so much of life becomes learning how to prioritize what's really important and making sure that, you, even if it's putting a timer on your phone, to remind you, making sure that you aren't forgetting about, doing what you need to do, because I do believe that you can have what you want in life if you work hard, but also learn, to prioritize what you need to. So I think the fact that we've been able to finally do this and it feels like such a great outlet. And so I'm so happy to do it and it feels so natural. But yeah, just really happy that it's something that we finally got going. And I see us doing this for a good long time.
Yeah. No, dude, I wholeheartedly double that sentiment. It's been something that I feel like is just to look forward to every week, not that there isn't other things. It's just something new to look forward to, where it's like, I'll notice myself on my daily life being like, ooh, we could talk about that on the podcast. You know, and it's a new,
Oh
fresh
yeah.
thought, especially with I know we have very creative driven brains. It's a new outlet for us to have that kind of creativity flow, you know? And it's why I do really appreciate the people that listen to this from all over the world, apparently. No.
Yeah, we
But
appreciate all of you.
no, yeah, it is very special to us. And you're right. And I think that's what a lot of people online, if I'm to tap into what you were talking about a little bit about like the getting what you want by striving for it and really pushing for it, but also having that balance. I feel like that's where a lot of people online lose it is like, I think they're misinterpreting what people like The Rock and all that are saying, you know, where they're like, oh, it's 24-hour grind, never stop the hustle. You know, it's like you have to. You stop the hustle, you know, hustle for 8 hours a day and then have a couple hours for your family and friends and your loved ones and like get some sleep, you know? Like,
And it's like maybe if you're The Rock, yeah, maybe you are hustling that much now because you're making millions of dollars.
yeah. Maybe your family is okay with you taking a year or two to just do you because you're going to come back with multi-millions and then you can live the rest of your life with them and be totally happy. That's a totally different situation, you know? But I think some people think like, oh no, like, yeah, I might have a girlfriend and I might have like a job and all this stuff, but like, it's a 24 hours. That's what it has to be. It's like, no, you need to spend time with the people you love and have those things, you know, like I've respected that about you, Mitchell. That's the one thing that my stupid, starving, artist-driven brain had so much trouble balancing when I was younger was the idea of like becoming an adult, but also continuing my passion, you know? And I'm sure you noticed
Well,
it.
thank you.
Yeah. But yes. No, man, this podcast has been something that just, and I think that we don't put too much pressure on ourselves. It's something that we actively want to do every week, but know that, hey, like I even hit you up this week and I was like, hey, it's been busy with Christmas and all this stuff. Like, you know, me and Audrey just want to spend some time together, watch a movie, chill. Is it cool if we postpone it? And it was, you know, you were totally fine with it. It wasn't a big deal. We don't have any like hard contractual obligations to get this out every certain day of the week, but we want to do it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's different than something
Oh
where it's
yeah,
like,
that's definitely the goal we strive for.
yeah, because I feel like we've had projects before that maybe we wanted to do, but once we started it and then it becomes like, oh, hey, I can't really make it or I don't want to do it, it kind of fizzles out, you know? But this doesn't feel like that. This felt like, hey, I can't really do it right now, but we are doing it. You know, like, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
It's something I think is cool. Okay. So damn, we both have the same number 5. That's cool though. At least we were able to easily bounce off each other. Is there anything you
Yeah,
wanted to add
yeah.
to it?
No, I think you finished it off very elegantly.
Eloquently? Joseph? No, you can't cut that out either. Okay. All right.
Joseph, 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 can you make this a word? Hold on. No, hold on.
Contact Webster.
Eloquent, fluent or persuasive in speaking.
Wait,
of
oh,
right.
no.
Okay, so
Oh, maybe your microphone just cut out on my end. I'm sorry. Because it sounded like you said eloquently. Like eloquently.
oh no, oh God, no.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Okay. No, that makes way more sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
scared me. I was like,
Because
I was like, Joseph, is that a word?
it felt like one of those moments where it must have been Discord just cut out a syllable because it sounded like a moment where you were so close to the right word. It sounded like eloquently. And I was like, that's funny. I'll have to hear what it sounds like on my end. Or even through your microphone, I mean, after the fact.
Oh yeah, to
That's
see
so
how
funny.
that came through. Oh, that because yeah, it could be Discord, doing the rubber band man thing.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway. Okay. What do you have for number 4 since we ended up lining up anyway? You can go down.
Number 4, I have to say, was my bachelor party.
Okay. So I'm not sure how we should do this. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it the same way Rhett and Link did it. We're going to copy them tenfold. I don't give a shit. They did it where if any of theirs lined up, they would just both talk about it, and then keep going down the list. because it seems
Okay.
silly to have one person talk about it and then the next person being like, mine's the same thing, like a couple things later, you know?
Right. Okay.
So this is actually my number one. This is my number one moment of the year. Yeah. Sorry, Audrey. This has been a slow year. Not much has happened. So, but no, it genuinely though, like I'm not saying this is like like a fucking grenade or something. Like this is genuinely was something that turned like I don't want to say my life around because that sounds very dramatic, but we were coming out of a pandemic. I had just recently started a newish job that was on a graveyard shift that was sucking my soul.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? It was on your list first, so I'll have you talk about it and then I'll finish mine.
So for me, first off, to give everyone perspective, right? When we talk about a bachelor party, you're thinking maybe what, three, four people most, plus the groom and maybe making it a group of five. We had 9 people in my party. All right,
Oh, yeah. And not
pretty sure it was 9.
and it was
Yeah.
nowhere near as chaotic as you'd imagine.
No, that's what I mean. To get that many adults over the age of 25 at one thing.
But under the age of 35.
Yeah, but under the age of 35 in a different state, and not everyone is already in the original state. My God.
Yeah. No, that was is an incredible
Shout out
feat.
to all the homies that were able to make it and really
Yeah.
make it what it was.
I'd just like to point something out really quick, Mitchell, that you're not trying to spoil what one of the things on your list is, and yet you have having a baby and a bachelor party. So I don't mean to be a stickler here or really sell it to anyone who hasn't figured it out yet. But anyway, so no, so, oh you're oh my god.
Not that there's anything to figure out yet. You wouldn't know by context.
No, of course not. Yeah, just because earlier you were like, well, I don't want to give it away, but anyway. But no,
What's it gonna be?
the bachelor party, man, was so. I mean, it almost went off without a hitch. Besides one thing, which we can talk about, I guess, on my turn. But,
I was gonna say, would you like to? I think this is a perfect time to talk about that moment because
you just want to get into it.
yeah. Again, like I think at this point, if this is both on our list, I think we can just openly discuss it.
All right, that's fair. We can have a little repertoire. Yeah, no. So we went out to. I was about to say Huntington. It wasn't Huntington. Where did we go?
No, yeah, it was Huntington.
Oh,
We
it was
stayed
Huntington.
right there. There was an Airbnb on the main street in Huntington,
Yes.
right along the beach.
Yes. Hell yes. Okay. So yeah, we went to Huntington Beach. It was a whole squad, like you said, nine, correct? 8, 9.
Yep, 9.
Oh, no, that's right. Because Danny left a day early, so it was 9 for 1 or 2 days, and then Danny left. Right? Or who? Didn't someone leave a
Yep,
day early?
yep.
Yeah. I either
Yeah,
way.
it was Danny that had to leave her. Oh, I think it was Danny and Chance.
Yeah. Or did someone show up a day later? Oh man, this is how much we were drinking. I don't even.
But I know everybody was there all together at the same time
Yes.
for at least one full
Yes.
day,
It
and
was-
that's what matters.
Yeah, it was never like, oh, we're randomly seeing groups of people at a certain. No, like all of us were there when we needed it, and like, but yeah, no, we played beach volleyball, and I'll get into what we were teasing in a second, but we played beach volleyball. I brought out the Top Gun soundtrack, and there was an actual army playing volleyball a couple spots away from us. You remember that?
That was hysterical.
And Playing with the Boys came on, and they all started cheering, and I was just like, "Oh, this is a good moment."
This is a fucking Hallmark moment.
Yeah. And I won't lie, this is part of the reason it's my number one, is because of the pandemic. I'm not a very active person in general, but because of the pandemic, I became such a freaking hermit. Like most people did, that
Oh yeah.
like I kind of went for walks every once in a while, but I was so inactive. And when we went out to play volleyball on the beach,
I
I,
played for hours.
dude, but here's the thing. In the first, I think I told you this. I'm not sure. Excuse me. But in the first 15 minutes, I thought I was going to fucking die. Like like my chest was beating so fast. My head was.
Oh yeah, because I think you were trying to sit out.
I was sweating and I was just like, I didn't want to say anything yet because I was just like, man, I don't want to ruin this. I don't want to be that person who like 15 minutes in is like, oh guys, I'm not feeling good, because but at the same time, I kind of knew that it was normal, and it was part of the reason I was pushing it aside because I was like, yeah, I feel a little sick, but I don't really feel sick. I just feel like I'm hitting a wall.
Like I'm not used to this.
Yeah, exactly. But there was one moment where like someone hit a ball and I went for a dive and like hit it and then my adrenaline just spiked and it broke through whatever fucking wall, like that runner's high. And dude, we went for another 3 hours. Like I don't think I've ever, like in the last like 10 years of my life, played a sport that aggressively for that long. And like I didn't even know I could do it.
Yeah, and you were diving all over the place, and you were figuring out, how to hit it, and
figuring out how to hit it. Thank you for putting it in such a eloquent way. No, I do. No, yeah, I wasn't great, people, but you know what? It's one of those things where I think I was better than people thought I was going to be, which is still mediocre, but it makes me seem like I'm good. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, let's put this. You were scoring. You were getting spikes. You were getting blocks.
But here's the thing: is that's all I had to do because there was such a low expectation of me within this group that all I had to do was play a basic game, and it was like, whoa, and it was great. It made my, it
dude,
shot
when you dove,
my
I'm
ego.
like, oh my god, he's gonna explode.
Yeah, it shot my ego through the roof, dude. Like my confidence,
like physically, it
was great. Yeah, my joints are just kind of bending on themselves. Yeah, that. So anyway, one day after we had played volleyball, because we did this 2 days in a row, not by my choosing. The second day wasn't necessarily my choice. It was still very fun, but my legs were fucking dead.
Dude, after that trip, I couldn't feel my legs for days. I didn't think we were going to be as drunk and as active as we were.
No, you guys had to leave me behind to go get some poke. Because you had to leave me with the massage gun because I couldn't do it.
The old battery.
Yeah, couldn't do it. But no, so another reason for that was because before we had left, and I you know what? I guess this is admitting something illegal, but fuck it, we've done that before on this podcast, so here we go again. We were drinking on the beach. We had some.
Can't prove anything.
But you can't prove it. This is just for entertainment's sake.
Yeah,
but we were drinking
exactly.
heavily on the beach. We had a bottle that had a mix of, I believe, tequila and juice, and then we had a bunch of seltzers and beers and all that type of shit. Like we had a bunch of shit.
So much beer.
Supposedly, and we
supposedly, allegedly,
and. Near the end of this trip, we were literally about 10 to 15 minutes from leaving. We were like packing everything up. And Mitchell goes, hey, you want to run into the ocean? And we kind of have this thing where every time me and Mitchell go to the beach, we just run full speed into the ocean.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Funny enough, it's the same thing I used to do with my cousins when I was younger. I don't know if it's just a thing. I feel like it's a thing, like
is it just like an evolutionary thing of like always remembering where we originally came from and being like, I just have an urge to run and throw myself into it, and
you
just
think
as
we
adults
came
we're
from
like,
the ocean.
I mean, I can
wait,
do that.
What do you think evolution is? Hold on, wait, Mitchell. What do you think evolution is?
Well, like. Not evolution. It's in our.
I'm kidding.
In our genes.
I know what you mean.
That have been passed down.
The ocean is.
We
Mother
are the
Earth.
end product of the evolution.
Yes, we want to
of
return
which this arose
to Mother Earth. Yeah. I think it's just us thinking it's dumb, and we like the feeling of being knocked over by the wave, and you try to beat your friend to get out as far as possible. But either way, we run full speed into the ocean. In fact, one of our friends even grabbed a camera, started recording. Andy, she recorded it for us.
Yep. I was gonna blow out my knee. I was like, if I hit one of these,
I didn't even care. I was so drunk. I was like, I'm not feeling anything. I'm not feeling anything so much, in fact, that I didn't feel the glasses that were still on my face as we are running full speed into the ocean.
His
So
prescription glasses.
my prescription glasses, by the way, and we dive under the water. We get knocked out. We pop up. We have a joyous moment of brotherhood. We embrace each other. We kiss a little bit. We didn't kiss. We hugged each other. We had a moment of
kissed.
triumph.
We used to look each other in the eyes.
We did, yeah.
We
Of course.
looked each other in the eyes.
But we did look each other, but we didn't say any, but we didn't make any noises or anything, because that's weird. So anyway, we had a moment of triumph, and then I don't know how long it took, maybe 5 seconds. I don't even know. But wait, did you notice or did I notice? I think I noticed.
I noticed, and I noticed
yes.
right away. But I was going through my brain of, no, he didn't.
Yeah, did
He
you
didn't
take
drop
them off?
them in.
Yeah, because you
That's
were
why I was
like,
like,
did you take
Tyler,
your glasses off?
Were you wearing your glasses?
And then I was like, no, I don't. And then it immediately hit me.
You're like, I gave him to Andy, right?
Of course
You're
I
like,
was.
I definitely gave him to Andy.
And then we're like, Andy? And we're like screaming. And they're still like clapping and like, all happy for us. And they think we're still celebrating and shit. For celebrating what? I don't know. I mean, we were so drunk we thought we did something. We just ran into the ocean.
Right, we thought it was worth being praised.
Yeah, we
and
ran
praised
into the
we were.
and praised we were though. So anyway, we're like, do you have my glasses? She's like, no. What do you mean? And we're like, oh fuck.
And I think in the video we went back to watch to see if you had them,
Yeah.
and we saw
And
he
we
had
saw
the
them.
glasses
I
on in
was
the
wearing
video
them.
when he ran off. It was the last time they've ever seen.
And we start trying to like follow the drift to see where they might have gone.
Oh yeah, we're like, maybe we can find the flow of the water to see where they were taken from.
But funny enough, there was a movie being filmed or some kind of commercial or something. I guess we can't assume it was a movie.
Something was being filmed in the water on a budget large enough to have a whole section of the beach closed.
Yes, blocked off, black tents, like closed off, security, everything. So we were like, hey, like we can see that they're not really filming right here. Like, do you think maybe we could just look for my glasses? And he was like, no. And we're like, okay. Could you spit on me too? Maybe. I'm not sure if it. Okay, so we didn't find the glasses. And weirdly enough, I didn't even care, dude. Like, I know for a moment it was kind of like, fuck. Like, yeah, it's gonna suck having to buy new glasses. I needed to update them anyway. I hadn't updated my prescription in like 4 or 5 years. It was damn time. So
For you, you also didn't have a backup pair with you on the trip, which
No.
is like in the first thing that I thought was, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm the one that encouraged him to do it, and I don't think that he had a backup pair or contacts with him.
And dude, I can assure you, I think I told you, I'm sure you know, I hope, but like,
yeah.
I didn't, I put you under no blame in that at all. Like, just because you were like, hey, let's go run into the ocean doesn't mean that I shouldn't have the wherewithal to be like, hi, I should take my glasses off and play. Like, it was like, you have no, I don't consider you any blame at all. And again, like I said, it was almost a blessing in disguise because it was my first introduction to contacts. And I now switch between contacts and glasses. I never wore contacts before. Yeah. So, you know what was a weird moment too? It was even after losing the glasses, I almost lost any self-consciousness or anxiety I had while we were out in public because I couldn't see anything. I was just like, you know what? I was just like, I'm existing where I am.
I couldn't see if people were judging me or not.
Literally, dude, I'm like, I'm existing 5 feet in front of my face. That's all I can see. That's all I care about. Why would I care about anything else right now? Like, that's, I don't know why.
Philosophical.
It was very nice, you know? But yeah, we got some good food, played some games, had some good drinks. I made those fajitas for us.
Oh yeah, and I think too the other thing that was really nice, where okay, I am very much a person who gets my energy from being around a whole bunch of people and being out. Like as soon as I get home from hanging out with everyone, maybe I'm totally drained. But if I'm out having a great time, like I be out the whole time.
Yeah.
And with you, obviously, you know, it's a little bit of the opposite where you are more of, you know, you like to have your personal time and that's how you recharge. And obviously for like these 2 or 3 days that it was that we were there, because I think we were there at least 3 nights, you know, you're surrounded in a small enclosed space with like 9 other people.
Yeah.
And yet I felt like you were able to also get time to connect a little bit with everyone there as well. Some of the ones that you knew from prior hanging out, and other ones that you didn't know as well. Also,
Yeah, no, I think, funny enough, I think that might be a byproduct of what I was saying before of like coming out of the pandemic, coming out of, or not coming out of, but like taking a break from my graveyard shift, which just makes you such a recluse. For anybody who might be listening to
oh
this that
yeah,
has
of
worked graveyard
course,
shift or knows about it, like it, you end when that's your
respect.
life, you really don't get to interact with anyone except for your days off. If you're lucky enough to have days off that line up with the people that you're close with, you know. So going into this, I think I didn't care as much about that. You know, I was like, put me in a room with people for 5 days straight. I don't care. Which I'm never that person. You know me. Like,
Right. Mhm.
and of
You
course
just
I,
needed something different.
yeah, and of course I could feel those feelings of like, oh man, I'm always, actually, no, I don't think on that trip I ever really had that feeling of like, man, I just want to get away from these people. Because even on that moment where you guys went and got food, it was only because my legs couldn't physically get up. Like I needed to
No, I
sit and
didn't feel
massage
like you were
them.
tense at all the whole time. I didn't feel like there was any moment where I was like, "Oh, let me try to get everyone outside," or anything like that.
Yeah,
Like,
no, which
I felt like if anything, you were involving yourself in a lot of different, conversations, or I think at times, I was hanging out with a certain group and you were with another because there's some fucking
yeah,
people.
right. Like
Um,
basically we were able to split apart. Because do you remember when we were all playing like Cards Against Humanity or whatever the hell? I think it was, yeah, it was Cards Against Humanity. And for some reason, I think it was because we were all getting drunk. Some people were getting upset that other people weren't like invested in playing the game. Other people were upset that other people weren't picking the right cards to play. Other people were upset that and then at one point me and you were just like, let's go take a dab. And then I think they all got their aggression out and were just like, well, what the fuck? And then after that 5 minutes, it was like, all right, we're good. like it,
and again, this is with the preface of it is a group of people that had spent, because this was at least on the second day, at
oh
like
yeah,
the second night.
maybe the third
So
night.
at least
Yeah.
more than at least 6 hours worth of volleyball played for people who do not play volleyball in the sand,
Yeah,
on
while
top of
drunk.
copious. Do you remember how much alcohol we got for that trip?
To the point where I took home a full case of Blue
Well,
Moon.
everyone took home like a fucking basket of
Yeah, we
alcohol with
all
them.
took home at least a full case. I think I had a case and a half and a bottle.
I think in the group chat it was like, well, what do you guys think? We get like 4 30 racks, 4 bottles of vodka, 2 bottles of rum,
430
2 bottles
racks.
of tea. It was like, what are we preparing for a
120
nuclear
beers.
winter?
Yeah, Strahenia got 120 beers. You know what? I respect it because if we didn't have enough, it would have been a problem.
Yeah, no. And I'll say again, the fact that we had that many adults that drunk and fatigued, and still
And
the
didn't have a
worst
single
argument
problem.
that we all got into was arguing over the
Over
rules
cards.
to a game.
Yeah, over cards against. It's not like and nobody was getting like, when I use the word aggressive, I just mean standing up from your seat and pointing. That's about as aggressive
And being like, no,
as,
no, no, this
yeah,
is how we should be playing. And other
yeah.
people like, I'm so over this right now and I can't deal with it. And other people like, yeah, and you're not even actually trying to use cards. And people are just like, no, no, I don't care. And then everyone just kind of being like, all right, well, we're drunk and this is what it is.
And okay, I don't, even though I think it's okay because this is my number one that we talk about it a little bit longer. I don't want to harp on it too much because we do have a bit more, and then we have to talk about the
Gotcha,
movie.
okay.
But I do want to talk about that game we played, Buzzed.
Oh my God, that was the perfect game.
Yeah, so there's this game. Shout out to it. It's very similar to Cards Against Humanity, but it's called Buzzed. And the idea,
Even easier than Cards Against Humanity.
yeah, oh, it's so easy. But please be 21 and over if you're going to play it. It's one of the rules because it's kind of set up for that. But the idea is it's like a drinking game infused with Cards Against Humanity where each person draws a card and they have to do whatever it says on it. So it might say like tallest person in the room takes a shot, and then you all have to stand up or figure out who's the tallest, take a shot. It might say like argue over who is the best Batman, and whoever makes the best argument gets to pick someone to drink. You know what I mean? Like, it was such specific things. But then, like,
Yep.
as it kept going on, and I don't know if this is just how the cards were layered and we didn't shuffle them from opening the box. I don't know. But they got more deep and, like, existential and, like, personal. And not in a bad way. Just in, like, a delightful way where we were getting drunker. But then by the end, it was like, how did you lose your virginity? And the funniest story has to take a drink. And it's like, we didn't all expect to kind of like tell these stories in this context. It was awesome.
Yeah, no. Shout out to Buzzed.
Yeah, it was a great game. Okay, so that was your number 4, correct?
Yep. So what is your number 4?
Okay, this will be fun after talking about almost 20 minutes about that. I'm sorry. I'm realizing now that going to baseball games with Audrey isn't on my list, but this is. But, you know, it just has to be. So it's my Free Guy video.
Yeah, and you should be proud of that.
So for anyone listening to that doesn't know, I spent about 4 months researching, recording, editing. Actually, close to 5 months by the time it was done and out. But either way, it's making a video about Free Guy. And it's funny enough, this all kind of stemmed from the bachelor party. Now that I think about it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because Adam was obsessed with the fact that I hated Free Guy.
God, he kept egging you on the whole trip.
But to be fair, it's your fault because in the car on the way there, you were like, "Hey Tyler, so you want to talk about
as soon
movies?"
as I brought it up, that Adam would love the fact that you it's because you care about it. That's why.
And then my favorite part is Jordan, the one that in the whole group that I'm probably the least close with, I would say, only because you were in a different friend group with him than I was, and we only just barely kind of laid over. But he was one of the few that spoke up and was like, yeah, Ryan Reynolds does kind of play every part the same, and it's kind of annoying. And I was like, yes! And then that was the thing that me and him like bonded
it opened
over.
The floodgates where you're like, okay, I know no matter what happens at the end of the day, I'm not alone in this.
Yes, I was like, there are like-minded people. And then that's when, you, Adam, and a couple people were just like, just make a fucking video then. And I was like, all right, we're going to do it. And
again, I wonder if that even helped lead to us doing the podcast where it's that idea of, oh, yeah. Sometimes it's just that leap of, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. Fuck it.
Do you want to spend 5 months making a video that gets 350 views? Hell yeah. No, I don't. I'm just so glad it's out. It's one of my
video
proudest
in the description.
Videos, yeah, right. Video in the description if you want to get a view.
Link that video to play after this one.
Right, just immediately. You know what?
We're not putting this on the
I'm going to
put
I'm going to put the entire Free Guy video at the end of this podcast. Just the audio of it.
That's the outro.
I'm going to play the entire outro. Okay, so I won't talk about too much about that because it's really, I guess if you're interested, watch the video. It was just a lot of fun, and it was one of the things that helped prove to me, like, this felt like a growth year. It's one of the, I don't really like it. Everyone, it's one of those terms people use that I'm not super fond of, like, oh, this is a growth year. But I do feel that way in this sense because, like, especially coming out of the pandemic, I don't know how many times I've used that exact phrase, but coming out of the pandemic, I needed to relearn a lot of things about myself, about my social life, about everything like that. And this was one of those things where I realized, like, hey, I can commit myself to a project that I'm not sure how long it's going to take and actually finish it,
Yep.
Because as stupid as an idea was to make that long of a video about a Free Guy review, it meant a lot to me to actually be able to finish it and create something that when I released it, people who were even slightly interested had a very good reception to it. They were like, some people even said like, hey, if this is the direction you're taking and you're not making music anymore, I'm cool with that. And I was like, oh shit. Like, and I don't think they were trying to diss my music. I think it was just more of them being like, hey,
Oh
this
yeah,
is,
they're just saying, hey, whatever it is you're deciding to do, you're doing a good job at it.
yeah. And it was super nice of everyone who checked it out and gave those kind responses. So anyway, I don't want to talk about too much about that. It was just a fun little goofy thing, but it did kind of spark a lot of creativity in me to do bigger projects, you know?
Yeah.
So I think we're on to number 3, right?
Number 3. Okay. Should I go first then?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're only halfway through and I'm still trying to figure out how the fuck this thing. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so my number 3, and I don't want to. I'll go into detail in terms of what the impact is to me more than what it actually is, because there
Okay.
is a portion that I'd like to keep separate. But I got a promotion this year, and it was at a time
Oh,
where I thought that my day-to-day job, the career path that I'm doing, that is also supplementing my ability to do the music that I want to do and fun stuff like this as well. I was going through a company merger, and through that was given the opportunity.
hold on. Wait, you're saying the Patreon isn't doing enough? Oh, oh, sorry.
Exactly. So I got a promotion that I was really hopeful for, but wasn't sure if I was going to get. And because of that, it's opened up doors where this really should be on the list somewhere. I'll say an extended honorable mention is I'm now re-enrolled back into school.
Woo,
I
woo.
guess it doesn't have to be on the list because I technically don't start school till after the 17th.
I know, but you did it. You did it.
So I'm going to be able to finish up. I only have like 8 classes left, and the company is going to pay for the schooling. So it was an opportunity that I didn't think I have. And, I'm the kind of person where I am going to try to create the life that I want to have no matter how I do it. I definitely have ways that I'd really like to do it, and I think that would be a lot of fun. But either way, I'm just enjoying being able to carve the path that I'm really happy with. And so with this position, it's put me in a position where I can now look at, providing for that baby that I had and maybe that mysterious other thing that we don't know about just yet.
The second baby with your
But
mistress.
yeah, my mysterious.
Whoa, whoa, wait,
Joseph wrote that
whoa.
down.
Is that where they get the name?
So with that, it led to a whole lot of things that I'm very excited about, and it really was, as you said, a growth year. And this was something that I think is going to continue to push me into even more growth. And I'm really excited to see what that next chapter looks like.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, you were climbing up those ranks. Oh God, hold on. Oh God.
Breathe, man, breathe.
I'm so sorry. Spit went
Just
down
for
the wrong
losing it.
pipe. No, yeah, man. You definitely worked your way up the ranks. You and Amanda. I mean, she got a promotion within a month of working there. Yeah, it's been. What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at me?
You may or not have mentioned so. Hey, that's fine. Just continue. Just continue. It's okay. Continue.
Oh, is that? Did I spoil something?
No, continue.
Because I have a feeling. Because here's the thing, I already know something that's not on your list. Apparently, that should be. And if I just spoiled something, you can replace it with the thing that I'm thinking of, and we can have Joseph cut out me telling you what it is. Because I feel like I shouldn't have to tell you, but this is a dope thing.
What? Now I'm so confused and mesmerized at the same time.
Dude, you met Joyner Lucas.
Holy shit, that happened this year. Again, with the things where I'm like, oh, this year was a crazy fucking year.
Like I thought going to that show and meeting him as one of your biggest influences recently would have been like on your list somewhere. I don't know. That was one of the ones I thought of that I was like, oh, he's gonna talk about that.
I just start talking about it now, and then we just like cut it and splice it to be
Yeah.
in
So
front
anyway,
of,
what
like,
was
during
that?
an honorable mention
So what was that? Your
segment.
number 7 was a.
Yeah, my number 7 honorable mention was definitely meeting Joyner Lucas. That was incredible.
I never got to really hear what that was like though. I am genuinely curious what that was. Wait, okay, hold on. I guess before we get into that, because I kind of sidetracked there. I apologize. What were we talking? We talked about her promotion a little bit. I teased that. Was that one of the things on your list?
That was my number 3 is my wife's promotions.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Because number 4. Wait, hold on. Number 3. Wait, hold on. What? No, your number 3 was you getting the promotion. Because number 4.
Yes, number. Wait, are you saying number 4 as in going up from promotion or going back down
no,
now?
What do you mean from? We're.
Joseph, keep this in.
So then Amanda's promotion was number 2?
Wait,
Or was that a combined thing with your promotion? I'm so confused now.
wait, hold on. Okay, so the Joyner Lucas show was crazy. It was at the House of Blues, which I think was the perfect venue for him. The meet and greet was after the concert, so we got there early, and I'll say it, at my age, my ripe age of 29, we got in the venue early before everyone else got in. So before doors, technically, we got to the front of the line, and I stayed there the entire fucking time.
Good Lord.
And it was absolutely worth it. In terms of showmanship, he absolutely performed. There was one part of the show, it was genius, where he actually gets interrupted by banging. So the set was set up to be his childhood living room, to give you, I guess, a sense of, where he came from. He had actually said in the show that he had done it, and obviously I'm paraphrasing here, but he had done it to remind him of where he came from as he would go on tour in these different locations, which I thought was a super cool concept.
I like it.
But at one point, you just hear banging on the door that's on the set behind him.
Oh,
But
is it
it's
his
during
mama?
his performance. It's during his performance. So you're thinking, you're like, did somebody like fuck up the timing? And so he starts going again into the song, and you're like, all right. And then it happens again. And so finally he goes and opens the door, and it's a pizza guy.
Oh.
And he has a Pizza Planet shirt on, and he's wearing basketball shorts.
Hell yeah.
And a clear regular dad hat, pizza guy, whatever. And he has holding a Little Caesars pizza. And then Joyner Lucas proceeds to ask, is the pizza in Vegas any good? Which I wish I could have responded, basing it off Little Caesars is, I really think, an unfair
No, that's
way to measure it.
Yeah, that's not a fair comparison. No.
But I think that's nitpicking the
yeah,
whole
Grimaldi's?
the whole
Come on, man. Yeah.
right? But so then he goes, does anybody
Angelina's.
have tip money for the pizza guy? Now, at this point, I think what you had was a situation of very, very excited fans, myself included, because people started pulling out money and throwing it. And I don't think that's what he was asking
No,
for.
I think he just wanted a person to come on stage, I'm assuming, right? Or something.
So, okay, perfect. So you got it. So the whole point was just to see people get excited, maybe hold up money and be like, but you don't actually throw money. But people threw, and you know what? They were happy. It was the show. They clearly did not need that. So
my
awesome.
God.
I'm glad they enjoyed their
That's
experience.
like the equivalent of like a YouTube live stream, and people are just like, "Oh no, guys, stop!" And they're just like throwing money at them.
They throw, like, that is not how that works.
Like every time Markiplier goes live on YouTube, it's like $50, $100, $1,000, and he's like, "Oh God." All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But sorry, I thought I was gonna. Oh, yep, little baby.
You gonna throw
burp
up?
there?
Oh, okay.
No, it was little burperino.
I know this podcast makes me sick too, but we got to get through it, Mitch.
No, I love it. I'm all hyped up on Mountain Neon Valley. Okay, so we were watching all these people like hold up money, and so he starts picking out people out of the crowd. The girl next to us got picked. I was so close. But he brings them up to the stage, and then there's 9 different spots where you could sit. I'd say about on the stage there was a rocking chair, there was a couple sofas, there was a recliner. and he had everyone sit on the stage. And again, this was in the middle of a song that's been paused, and now he goes, "Hey, you guys want to share this pizza?" Yeah, no, go ahead. This for you guys. And so he's passing the pizza around to everybody. And then afterwards, he hands it to security guards and he goes, "Here you go." And so the security guard brought it over and he goes, "Does anybody want the pizza?" And me being a 29-year-old that didn't want to pay for food at the bar yelled, "Yeah, I'll take that," and grabbed it.
Oh, no shit.
Grabbed myself a couple slices. Amanda grabbed a slice. And then we passed it off into the abyss behind us.
Oh, you idiot. I'm sorry. You were going to meet him, right? You should have had him sign the fucking pizza box.
Okay, so yes, it sounds great until you realize that the stain. Also, it was he signed a poster and gave it to us. It wasn't like I think you were bringing up things to have signed for this one.
But the sellability.
Oh no, yeah, because I had it on film. I had on film the one he used.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's so freaking awesome though.
But yeah, so he performs an entire song with people on stage eating pizza. And then after he goes, "Okay, Amazing. Here you guys go back. Thank you so much for joining me." He did that kind of thing multiple times. It wasn't always in the pizza format, but
which, like you said, to remind him where he comes from, I bet he used to just write music with his homies sitting in the room eating pizza. You know.
Yeah, I can definitely understand and relate to that. So it was super cool, and then the amount of times that he would get right up in the barrier where I actually have a video. I was so close to him, I had to lean back so that way he could lean over the rail enough to be like over the crowd and that I wasn't directly in front of him. So in terms of the entire experience was super cool. And then after the show, we had the meet and greet. And the meet and greet was awesome. He was super personable. We didn't feel like we were being rushed. We got to take a picture. We each did a meet and greet, and instead of like lumping us together and just doing like one photo, we each got our own photo, a photo together, and we each got time to kind of chat with him for a little bit. So just seeing someone that you've looked up to for as many years as I've looked up to him, seeing where he's gone, a lot of times with artists that stay very independent like this, you don't see too many breakthroughs too often. And with him, I feel like, seeing 80 plus million views on his remixes is something that artists would die for.
Yeah. He had a similar...
And this was him just saying, I could do that too. And then doing it. And so I have so much respect for him, but it was cool seeing him and then getting to tell him, it was a big inspiration on, what I'm trying to do. And, the whole idea is now I hope the next time that I meet him, it's because, I'm also at this status of, hey, let's do a song together.
So I'm curious because I was going to ask that because I know I have been the same way. Well, I don't want to say same way because I'm curious to how you were. But around artists that I'm either influenced by or are inspiring to me, if I ever get to meet them or are around them, I never want to approach it and be like, I do music too. You know what I mean?
I was in my head for weeks. As soon as I bought the tickets, the first thing I thought about was, how do I talk to him? And again, off the bat, it sounds kind of silly. And maybe to an extent, like it is like, oh, you don't have to worry about it as much as you think you do. But I guess for people like us, when you're trying to be where they're at, which I think obviously off the bat will always sound crazy to people to be like, oh, you think you can do what they can do. It's more about, I want to do what I can do and be as big as they are.
Yeah, it's a goal. I mean, like that's like saying like saying,
you're not allowed to want to be better than an athlete,
Yeah,
You know,
or not even that. If you want to say like looking at your manager at your job, and it's like, how could you even think about becoming that manager? It's like, I don't know. Maybe if I just work hard and
I
keep
want to
doing.
aspire to do more in my life and stuff like that. So yeah, exactly. So it becomes this. Let's say I talk with him and I meet him. And then let's say, okay, for example, take it to a worst case. I projectile vomit all over him. And that was after I told him, oh, I'm a huge fan of yours. My name is Tsuku. I'm an artist. And then I projectile vomit. If I make it famous, he's going to always remember that
I
fan
was
interaction.
literally about to say that. I was like, he'll if you played a show with him, he'd be like, bro, you're the dude that threw up, right? And it'd be like, and it wouldn't. Who cares at that point? You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
not like,
and
oh,
not to
I
say that I
ruined
think
your
he's the type of
career.
person that would hold it against me. I think just in general,
Oh, yeah.
it's the same way. If I go into a meeting at work with people that I'm just meeting, I don't want to I don't want to leave a bad impression. And
No,
I think
yeah.
it's the same way when you want to be an artist, is you're meeting somebody that's going to be in the same field that you want to be in. You're trying to be like, oh, okay, but then also, I had talked to one of my buddies, Reese, about it, and he had reminded me, you're looking at it almost like you're coming to a business deal to kind of pitch yourself. But think about it, maybe from his perspective, is he coming to expect this, or did he just finish doing a show and after this he's going to head out? And I was like,
Yeah.
there's also, the time and place. So
Yes.
what I did was just like, I wanted to just say thank you for being a huge influence on, me making music. I hope that one day soon you'll see my name and, you'll remember me from this.
Beautiful.
But it obviously not that way, because even saying that
Oh,
out loud was very
no,
cringy.
I
But
like that. Actually, I think if you said that, it would have been perfect. If you said anything else but that, you ruined it.
but yeah, just that idea of, hey, I'm gonna let you know that you influenced me making music. I
Yeah.
appreciate the art that you've created, and I hope to be at a level soon one day that we can do a song together. And of course, he was like, all right, I'm looking forward to that day. Just because he's a
Oh,
really
he's in
nice
the mode.
guy.
Yeah, he's in the mode. Yeah.
But yeah, it was such an awesome interaction, and I have nothing but good things to say about Jordan Lucas.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. All right. I feel like we can probably get through our final two here pretty quickly. I mean, I know we're going to probably talk about one of them a little bit, but I know that one of ours is definitely the same
Yup,
and one of them is not.
yup.
And
And the one that's not for me won't take very long.
yes. Wait. Do you have one that you haven't even mentioned to me yet?
The wife promotion one.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so then I'll just do mine real quick. So
Okay.
technically, I'm skipping three because three is your wedding. I'm gonna spoil it. Yeah,
Gotcha.
but we'll talk
Love it.
about that a little bit more on your talk about it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna skip to my number two, which is just moving into my new apartment with Audrey. Our new apartment
Nice. Yeah.
it was just one of those things where we needed a change, I think, for our mental health, for everything. Like we lived before the apartment we have now. We were in a super small studio apartment in downtown Las Vegas, and literally I'm like 500 square feet, I want to say.
Yeah.
So you had the
It was
half-sized
a room.
fridge, half-sized oven, half-sized, everything, half-sized life. So
Full size bills.
yeah, exactly. So we finally were able to save up enough money and get ourselves into a position to get a new apartment this year. And I have a room for my studio. She has her space to decorate and relax. And like it's for anyone curious about something important in relationships, it is space.
Yeah.
Because me and my girlfriend have no problem knowing how to love each other when we're together. That's for sure. But when we're together for 100% of the time, we're the only person that we're able to have an outlet on, and that can be a problem sometimes. Sometimes you need your outlet to be like a video game or a movie or something that you can do on your own time.
Or space.
Exactly. But it's been such a great upgrade for us. And there's really not too much to say about it. It is really high on my list. That's why it's ironic that there's not much to say, but it was definitely a big moment in our lives this year. Being able to finally get a place that we feel comfortable in and happy in. And yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, so we are on to your number 2, which is the promotion.
Yes. So the promotion I'm referring to is the one that actually two that my wife got.
Oh my God.
She was moving to a new position because the one that she was in was eliminated, and had done really well. The person that was in a similar position, but that was a little bit above hers, just in terms of the responsibilities it had. Some of those responsibilities were already going to her, and what ended up happening was she had interviewed for the position, and they felt that she was going to be a great fit. So she was able to get a promotion on top of a promotion, and I'm just so absolutely proud of her.
Here, here.
And it had to be in my top 5 moments because her wins are our wins. And
Yeah,
that means I got like 3 promotions this year.
it could have been an honorable mention. Is all I'm gonna say. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's awesome. Yeah,
So
I can't.
just want to say shout out to my wife.
Especially for how quickly she turned her, because I know she had a job that was specifically for the pandemic originally, like a little
Yep,
while back.
Yep, she was on the COVID task
Yes,
force.
and I had a feeling that something like that would be hard, not hard, but maybe hard for the layman
It was
to
going to
bounce
end
back
eventually.
from. Yeah, exactly. And the fact that she's done it with such grace and been able to do it above and beyond, and then also carry a child, fucking impeccable. She's in the top 5.
She is in the top 5.
So okay, we've already done my number 1, and so like I said, I'm pretty sure my number 3 is your number 1. And
Yeah,
it's the wedding.
and I guess if we're talking about a baby, and we talked about a bachelor party, and we're talking about wait, Joseph, wait,
Oh, what's happening?
I just realized number 3, Tyler, was my wife's promotions.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Or
Wait.
number 2 is my wife's promotions. Number 2 is so what is number 1 if number 2 is my wife's promotion?
You've ruined dude, we've already said it a million times. Who cares at this point? You got married.
It's so funny that like I didn't realize
said it
I
in the first
did it the most
podcast.
blatantly on
We
the
talked about it in the
I got
first podcast.
I got married this year. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So,
What,
so
whoa,
you guys
what
can,
an M. Night Shyamalan style
you guys
twist.
can run the presses or whatever you guys do at the newspaper factories
Good Lord.
because I'm married.
Go out of business.
There's no more gossip on the streets. I'm married, man.
The wedding was incredible, though. I've never been to a better one, and I've been to a few.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. No, I don't want to talk about it too much. I feel like you gotta talk about it a little bit. This is your, well, I don't we already talked about it a little bit on the first episode, so I guess we don't have to go super into detail, but talk about
Yeah, like I think like I'll talk more about I think maybe the impactfulness than some of the highlights because I think we went over the highlights of crazy stuff that happened, like the garter toss and stuff like that in that first podcast. So if you want to hear the juicy story, go check out that first
Actually,
podcast.
I think it's the opposite. I think you talked more about the
Oh.
impactful stuff. I don't think we talked about any of the details.
Like the actual details. Oh,
Yeah.
in that case, still go back and listen to that first one,
Yeah,
and then come back and
absolutely.
listen to this because
Yeah.
now we're going to talk about the fun details, like the ride over to the chapel. Well, I guess not chapel. It was actually just the wedding venue, but we got married, which is why my brain went to chapel. But the ride over, we were singing "Piano Man" by
Oh
Billy
my
Joel.
God, that's right.
And for those that don't know, for so long that was like yours and my theme song.
Oh yeah.
You know, in
Oh, of course.
2012, That was our theme song for going out
I
and,
was I was having like anime style flashbacks. Like while we were singing that in the car, I was thinking of the
right. Oh,
night
dude, same.
the night that me, because I think we were even sitting in the same positions, but the night me, you, and Adam drove home from South Point singing
Oh
Piano
my
Man.
God, that's right. That was with Adam because that's when we were bowling a ton.
Yeah, and he was in the car. Like I'm pretty sure that we had the same setup that we had in that car, singing the same song, all leading back to you getting married. I'm talking like maybe 10 years later. Isn't that fucking crazy?
And it was on a Saturday, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
It
So
wasn't
it
9 o'clock, but it was close enough.
no, but it was the right time.
No, it was amazing, dude. And then when when what was it? Oh, what got stuck in the balcony? Was that the bouquet? It wasn't the bouquet.
So that was the garter. So
The
what happened
yes,
was the
yes.
garter toss. So first we did like a couple poses. Okay, cool, cute, whatever. After when we were going to actually do the garter toss, my thought process was, I hate when I see like flimsy throws and it barely goes like a foot. I'm like, no, I want to launch this motherfucker in the air. And in the air, I launched it so high, in fact, that in the vaulted ceilings that that place had, because it was super tall,
It was.
they had plant, not like plants lined, but it was,
It was like lighting and like they had a chandelier,
yeah, it was like
and then they had like lighting kind of strung across the top.
it was like it looked like it was fake plant ivy that was like draped across to give it a floral kind of look.
With
And
kind
I
of
got the
fancy
garter,
Christmas lights on the inside of it.
yeah. So and I got the garter stuck up in there. So now obviously you're thinking to yourself, oh, that's it. Everyone's gonna freak out. What are we gonna do? Burn the building down?
Nope,
That wasn't the case.
not even close.
So not even skipping a beat. Like in the video, it's maybe all of 15 seconds, and you see a couple of my groomsmen all like clamor together like ants to form like a humid ladder.
We literally
and then
held
you see
Daniel up.
more. Yeah, you see more and more just start coming, and then more people, not just the groom's party. And all of a sudden, there's like maybe 10 or 11 people all trying to help hold up who's probably like the shortest. And when I say densest, I don't mean because he's that, because he's actually in really good shape.
But
He's
that's
just
probably
swollen.
why he's the densest, to be fair.
Yeah, it is because it's all muscle. And but he was the one that we had all lifted up to grab the garter, and grab the garter he did. It was
my God.
beautiful. And
Like-
again, you're thinking, oh, are they gonna need to get a ladder? No. And we didn't have to say or coordinate anything.
No.
We just all were like,
Dude, the best way I can describe it is if you've ever seen World War Z or the zombie movie where they're all piling on top of each other and they make like a tower to like somehow 30 people just came together and just like pushed this one person up like 7 feet to 10 feet in the air and just grabbed it. It was beautiful. It was amazing.
he got up there.
Oh, yeah.
And again, it was like, we could have been, freaked out that, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do now that it's up there? But we just rolled with it.
And I like it how there was that
amazing.
moment where everyone was like, is Danny going to fall and crack his skull? Like, is this going to be a moment where we have to like, this turns bad? But no, it was so clean. It just, yeah, it was, it was amazing. Dude, that was one of the funnest nights. And that was even a night I had to rally. I was still working graveyard then. I got off work
Yeah,
at
you
6
were in
a.m.
graveyard then. Kudos to you, because being the best man, you were giving the speech, and I felt like you had all the energy in it. And we have that recorded, by the way, if you ever want to watch that.
No, thank you. I'd like to relive it in my head as I remember it, which is beautiful. And I got everyone to say huzzah. We had an entire room of people to say huzzah. That's
About
all
100 people.
That's all I wanted, Mitchell. I don't care about your wedding. I got a group of people.
The only reason why I befriended you was because I knew the opportunity would arise.
I knew
I
that
could get a
you
room of
would get
people to
married,
say
and I
huzzah.
could, and your family is just weird enough. And is it your uncle Chris? Is that his name? Your uncle that's really into like Lord of the Rings and
Daniel.
Daniel. He was the one that I happened to spot when I said, "Can I get a group huzzah?" And he was so excited. He was like, "Huzzah!" Like I was like, "Yeah!" Like dude, I was so excited because I spotted him and he was like, "Yes!" Like, oh, it was great. It was great.
That's awesome.
But no, genuinely, like, I had so much fun, and I couldn't have imagined a better day for you guys.
I appreciate that, and I'm so glad that you're the best man.
Oh, thank you.
You did an incredible job. You made the bachelor party a ton of fun. Um,
Oh man, yes, you need to stop.
too. There's some bachelor party stories we could end up putting on a special edition Patreon. Um, should the hype demand it?
Right. Oh, hold on. All right, so we had a little bit of technical difficulties there. I don't think we lost much audio, but ironically enough, we were about to start talking about our movie from last week, but I think we're going to split this into two episodes. What do you think, Mitchell?
I think that's what would do it justice. Get the opportunity to hear the full thing. So you're gonna get from us. But listen to the deal that we have to offer for you today.
Oh, what's that?
We're going to give you 2 episodes.
Oh.
2 full-length episodes.
Oh, fuck.
For the price of one. Forgive us for it being a little bit late. Can you believe these deals?
Unbelievable deals.
I think I would.
This is but Black
I mean,
Friday.
I wouldn't believe it because it's that great.
I wouldn't. I would send
I
it
would
back
believe that
immediately.
you
I
should
wouldn't.
accept
If I got an email with that as the headline, I wouldn't even open it because I'd be like, "This is spam. It's too unbelievable."
I wouldn't even get it. It would go directly into my junk because my email would read that and the AI would be like, does not compute. It's unbelievable.
But yep, we're gonna give you guys 2 episodes this week. We want to give A Silent Voice enough time to actually talk about, and our countdown for our favorite moments of the year took a little bit longer than I think me and Mitchell were expecting, but in a good way. I'm glad we got to talk about all that.
Chock full of great stuff.
Yes. Chalk zone full of great stuff. Joseph cut that out. So, but we're going to come back and literally we're going to post these back to back. They might even come out the same day. And we're going to have the Silent Voice review coming out right after this episode. So,
bam. You're welcome.
Sorry, guys.
Which I'm going to laugh if that ends up exploding as the guys who review anime.
I was going to say, because at least we can promote that one as just a silent voice review. That'll be interesting. Like, even on YouTube, that might get different analytic reviews because we're just posting it as that.
You know what? Here's to us enjoying creating this channel however we want to make it.
Yeah, man. Screw it. Happy New Year, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year's, motherfuckers.
Thank you for joining us again. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.